Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I am Sen, your executive producer. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over on our Patreon page, those being Jerry and Alexander, Samantha Bates, and Elle, without whom we don't want to do nearly as much of the things that we do now. So thank you for your support over the years. And for those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. We've been gone for a few weeks as I desperately try to get my headphones back on. We've been gone for a few weeks for various reasons, but we're back for more of just me literally translating how my brain views reality into a tabletop RPG system. So I am Sen, and I am your keeper for the evening, keeper of information and keeper of sanity. As in, I keep it in a box locked away. This week, I am joined by a babushka dancing through a river, Craig.
That's very true. No further notes. Although I guess I also play Lewis Lampley, who's just also living his best life.
Make your luck roll.
Yeah, go ahead, make your
At
luck
least
roll.
he's still living.
Luck recovery roll.
I will you can move on as soon as I'm into roll 20.
Oh,
I was on the launch page and I was like, yes, I've done my good things. And then nope, I didn't.
God, Greg.
I got about 40% of the way there. It would be wild. Yeah, that is a heck of a failure. Okay,
Right.
so
Recover 2d10 plus 10 luck.
Plus 10.
Mm-hmm. And also joining us, someone whose health bar goes off the screen, Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Vanessa, and all right. I can't remember what I do with
2d10
luck.
plus 10 luck.
Thank you.
So add 2d10 plus 10 to your luck total.
Sorry, I'm very out of it right now.
It's all right. And
Understandably.
And also joined by someone getting their groceries during the apocalypse, Jack.
Hello, I'm Jack. And I regret to say I have gotten my groceries during the apocalypse. But Katie has not.
I'm gonna make a luck roll.
He's going to make a luck roll. So it's
1d10 plus 5.
Okay. Nice.
And the person that forgot their groceries in the apocalypse, William.
That's assuming that I ever got the groceries in the apocalypse to forget them. Hi, I'm William Rashani, and I am playing Victor. My luck roll. He's a failure.
And finally, the person still working at the grocery store during the apocalypse, Jeremy.
That is absolutely untrue. I quit. I didn't quit even. I just left. I'm playing Virginia Reeds, and
I get it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
2d10 plus 10. Add it to your luck roll. When last we left off,
very excited to get 12.
We are not joined this week by Drevian. Ooh, 25, nice. We're not joined this week by Drevian. They were not available, but they will be joining us next time, hopefully. And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and go vote this year. If you're not also make sure you're registered to vote, because lots of people are trying to make sure not a lot of people are registered. So just double check.
Also, fuck Vince McMahon.
I mean,
but not literally, like metaphorically.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. When last we left
off, that's just going to be permanent for me.
No, that's
from
fair.
Now on,
that's fair. Absolutely, 100%.
I had to read text messages. I hold a grudge forever for that. Also garbage.
When last we left off, some number of the investigative unit from the Federal Bureau of Control had determined their eligibility to be para-utilitarians, that is, individuals who have a connection to supernaturally empowered items that are themselves connected to a realm known as the astral plane. They were tested, found sufficiently capable, and then taken down to below the archives, where to the Panopticon, where several such artifacts were being held in the Chicago branch of the Federal Bureau of Control, and were bound to a number of fresh items that had not yet been bound by any para-utilitarians. If I'm recalling correctly, there was a knife in a butcher's block. There was a mirror. There was a anchor. And I do not remember what the fourth one was. Oh, it was a
car battery.
A car battery, right? It was a car battery. Yep. And through the attunement to these various items, our para-utilitarians have uncovered unique powers that have been forced into their minds to potentially give them a bit of an advantage in their investigation going forward, and potentially to unlock more abilities as they grow more experienced. We rejoin our para-utilitarians as they are entering into the cafeteria area and lounge area where Lewis and Lillian had been sort of getting some food and waiting to hear the results. And so we're going to pick back up with the group of you coalescing into a side room, having just several of you having just heard a number of female employees hurriedly walking away and talking amongst themselves about some potential HR complaints they might have for Lewis's outbursts in the cafeteria. So,
unfortunately, Lewis is the HR, so.
Well, he was.
Not anymore.
Mm.
So, you all, the four of you gather, approach Lewis and Lillian, who are sitting off to one side. Lewis, you hear and then turn and see the group of them coming.
Oh, hey everybody! How did things go?
I hear there's a complaint against you.
What? I mean, you know, I'm sure that there's some validity to it, and absolutely, if there's an issue, do you mean, was it something in the Panopticon?
No.
You were talking about tongues.
Something about tongue, yes.
Whatever it was, I'm not sure I want to know.
No, it was the one, you know, the one in the ceiling that, you know, tried to.
Yeah. You creeped a lot of people out.
I'm not sure what I want to know about that tongue that is HR complaint worthy. So I'm going to stop thinking about it.
You don't want to know what that tongue do? Lewis doesn't say that. I'm sorry.
I really wish Lewis did.
I don't think Lewis is constitutionally capable of saying that.
Katie would be scarred.
Lewis does not have the fortitude to say that sentence.
Yeah, no, my sanity is. Yeah, no, you can't do that. Well, okay. Well, I probably should proactively go. I can take my my mission report. I can turn it. Who's the new HR person, Sen?
Hang on 1 second. Eric, office worker name generator.
Can it be Alan Desker? That was mainly for Shawnee.
It's Julian Gao.
Julian Gao. Okay. So I probably should drop by Julian and make sure that they've got a an up-to-date Just to understand, because it's just a misunderstanding. Totally valid that anyone overhearing, and that is a good note. I'm gonna keep that in mind. But how about you all? I have been obviously making coworkers uncomfortable, and that's something I'm gonna have to sit with for a little bit and really kind of evaluate myself. But how about you all? I've got that very sort of more prosaic, though no less valid or important mystery to delve into. But you all have been delving into, sort of cosmic mysteries. And also, I really want to hear about all the weird stuff in the basement, unless I don't want to, in which case, don't tell me.
I don't think any of us made each other uncomfortable.
I pull out my new knife. I can stab supernatural things now.
Oh,
Which isn't
couldn't you before?
isn't a new knife so much as a knife you already had.
Yes. But it's still new.
Yeah.
I could, but it will be effective now.
Oh, well that's really great. That I'm really happy for you about that. How are you feeling about the whole stabbing thing?
Good. Just deadpan stare. Good.
Oh.
Extreme success. How you feeling about it?
Good.
Less deadpan stare. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
If
worry
we
me
need-
sometimes.
It should be said, if we need more of this kind of weapon, I can enchant such. It's not cheap.
I will say with extreme success, Lewis, you get the when Virginia said good with deadpan stare, Virginia's eyes and pupils, like Virginia's pupils dilated ever so slightly, and the eyes shifted a couple of directions as if Virginia was um, doing target assessment mentally.
oh,
That's fair.
that's very exciting. Kathleen, how about you?
I'm still assessing.
Is it
There may be some possibilities that have opened up that I am looking forward to exploring next time I'm allowed to visit home office.
stabbing possibilities?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think Virginia needs help.
With the stabbing, or with the stabbing?
With the stabbing.
I'm standing right here.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how we can most be of use.
Look, we're your team members and we're trying to support you.
I appreciate that.
With the stabbing.
I would like to call myself your friend, even.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And I'm here for you when you need help. As a friend, I am here to look out for you.
Well, thank you. I'm good.
And
I have never seen so much code language outside of like a fucking black market deal. Jesus.
and how about you two?
I have a new face trick, so that'll be fun.
Like,
A trick that
You know
helps
what-
me as a face.
oh, okay, sure.
Vanessa will just look at him and arch an eyebrow.
He shrugs.
I'm not sure how funny faces are going to help, but I'm excited to find out.
I mean, I would show you, but that would be a gross misuse of my abilities right now.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a good moderation approach. I like the concept of that.
Also,
That's
I'm not
good.
certain how long I can maintain it effectively if I start using it frivolously. So,
Oh, okay. Also good. Vanessa, how about you?
I can bring the people back to life.
Wow.
That's useful.
Yep.
How
That's big.
Yep.
how sort of how big of a reversal are we talking?
I go to find the thing.
I mean, are we talking sort of, medically dead for a couple seconds? Are we talking, chatting with Cleopatra?
And how back are we talking? Are we talking is a zombie now? Or are we talking, oh, look, it's you again?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
are we talking, oh my goodness,
Hold on.
it's pretending to be you, but we're monkey's paw?
yeah, that's a good question. I read that
So-
book, Pet Cemetery. I couldn't sleep for a week.
You need a complete corpse, so it can't have
We have to kill
rotted.
decayed.
It can't have rotted away yet.
Okay.
Now, what about a mummy? Out of curiosity.
Well, a
that's not
mummy
a-
has its organs removed,
I was gonna say that's not a complete corpse because the organs are
and
gone.
it's full of
I've
sawdust.
seen that film. You can put it back together.
But yeah, no, it's not a complete corpse. You have to
Okay.
you reduce a complete corpse to ash, and then from that ash you can reproduce the corpse.
But a bog mummy would work because a bog mummy ain't had nothing removed.
Yes, theoretically, if they've been perfectly preserved, then you can turn as long as you have the entire makeup of the person without missing any significant portions.
Well, that
That
sounds
is-
like a
Without missing any significant portions that they weren't already missing before they died.
Yes.
You don't need to track down their appendix if they had their appendix removed when they were young.
That would be intense.
Theoretical question. Purely hypothetical.
In game or out.
In game.
Okay.
Actually, I guess this should be. How easy is that for you to do?
What, to bring someone back to life?
Yes,
I haven't done it yet.
I understand.
So I
but
have, unless you want to kill someone and we can get a volunteer to practice on, I have no idea.
I mean, if we want to enchant another blade,
Remember that we do have a fundamental understanding of how the ability works, as if we had already used it once before.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do
Provided by our
you do know it's honestly relatively cheap. 3 magic points and a D10 of sanity.
Okay. It shouldn't be too difficult then.
Oh wait.
Oh.
Okay, I can roll with
That's
this.
wow. That's been a quite a morning that you all have had.
So theoretically, if we needed to do a sacrifice of something to empower any of the talents that we've learned, you could potentially just bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say right now that I do not consent to being sacrificed. And if there's a DNR, like maybe a DNS that I can sign somewhere, I would like to fill out that paperwork immediately.
You know what? I think that is a great idea, Kathleen. I'm gonna go ahead and start on that.
Vanessa,
Right.
make me
It's on a
a
favorite thing for this week.
Vanessa,
Can we get
Vanessa,
a DNS, please?
Vanessa, make a Cthulhu Mythos roll for me, please.
Okay.
Having been asked a question about rituals and things. So yeah, you don't know if being sacrificed as a ritual would somehow complicate the ability unless you want to push that. Or you spend some luck.
Spend luck.
I mean, what? It's only 2. I'll
Yeah.
spend 2 luck.
Okay. But to luck, you're from your understanding of the spell, being if your life is used as a fuel for a ritual of some kind, then it probably resurrection probably wouldn't work because some fundamental aspect of you has been devoured for the magic of whatever ritual was cast. So
You are no longer a complete corpse.
yeah, you would no longer be a complete corpse as far as the spell's concerned.
Okay.
If that changes
Do
how you
I-
respond to Virginia or not.
I like the idea that it doesn't, so we just start sacrificing people. It's fine. They'll come right back. Sorry. Go ahead.
Does that change your response at all?
No.
Okay. Perfect.
Fantastic. Okay, awesome. Ms. Reed, does that do I infer then that your stabbing powers involve some sort of death ritual?
I mean, essentially, yes. In order to, not every time you want to do it, but in order to enchant a blade, you do have to sacrifice an animal.
Okay.
People are animals, but it doesn't have to be a person.
Right. There
Like
is
to
a
death.
pet store that I blade by on a pretty regular basis, and I've been in a few times, and they have crickets that you can get
No,
just by the
it
dozen.
has to be it has to be arguably more or less small person sized.
It has to have
We're
a lot
not
of blood.
sacrificing
I'm
any
gathering.
small people because that includes children, and we're not.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I was not saying, to be clear. I'm explaining how it works. I am not saying that we do this.
Small person is in a person that is 5 feet tall, not as in a child.
Lewis, is there perhaps an ethics of eldritch powers training course that we could sign ourselves up for?
I have all the ethics I need for this. Again, I am not saying that we do this. I am simply speaking in hypothetical so we can understand how our new abilities work and perhaps start thinking about ways theoretically to combine them and things like that.
Based
I'm
on how much
just saying it doesn't hurt to have a refresher.
Is there an occult ethics course?
100%. There is a
an occult ethics course.
there is a mandate. There's actually you know that they're probably going to go through it relatively soon because there's a mandated ethics course or ethics
Course for utilitarians.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not course, but
Writing module.
Yeah, module. Like there is a mandated ethics module that all para-utilitarians have to go through after they've bound their first item. I believe the title is the title is Para-Utilitarians, the value of human life and you. There's a mascot and everything.
Based on the
Oh
amount
my
of
god, I cannot
based on
wait.
the amount of blood that you were covered in when you walked out of that crate, I'm assuming it takes a large amount of blood.
Yeah, and nobody's questioning, Missouri. Nobody's questioning, your personal ethics. This is just purely a matter of, a required obligatory course that
I don't believe you, but
has to
fair.
take.
What I'm getting at is we can just get a pig if we need to.
Probably bigger than a pig, something about cow size.
Cowish, yeah. So cow, something like that. Okay.
Good news. I feel like we probably passed many cows when we entered that county. Traveled around it.
Yeah. You're right. We may want to look into a requisition form because I think we get into an alternate form of ethics, which is why, again, I feel like the class is there for a reason. And so, I just trust me, it bothers me as much as it bothers you. But
no, it doesn't.
But anyway, I feel like we probably should do it because even if we are moving on and setting aside for the moment the ethics of sacrificing an animal versus a person, there's also the question of property theft.
Well,
I can buy us a cow if we need a cow to sacrifice.
As long as we're as long as we identify which fields belong to family farms and which ones belong to corporations, I'm down.
As I say,
Louis, you
I
understand.
do not feel bad taking a corporate cow for a blood sacrifice.
Well, actually, the problem is under President Saki's America, all corporations are now technically families also. So
Yes, but if they're a family and also a corporation, because not all families are corporations, but all corporations are families.
correct.
Louis, you understand what we do, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We strive for the, and he will rattle off the full mission statement of the,
Of the Federal Bureau of Control.
yeah.
Sorry, I should clarify. You understand what we actually do, right?
I don't think I understand what you mean.
What? Put that in your own words. What does it mean?
We
If
are
we're gonna-
Pretend you didn't read pretend you didn't just read it directly out of a manual. What does it mean?
Virginia, what we do here is we survive. And how much of you has survived when you're willing to sacrifice without thinking about it first?
An animal?
I just want you to think about what boundary exists before you're not you anymore, is all. That's it.
If it comes down to killing a cow or stopping an apocalypse, I'm killing every cow on the planet.
No, I'm absolutely there with you. I will help.
Sure. It's just a lot of paperwork is all I'm saying. And if we could cut that off a little bit in advance by just taking a good old stack of requisition forms. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start putting together that consent form that Kathleen managed, and I'll just pick up a pack of requisition slips on the way. Don't even worry about
Uh,
Does this mean we're going to wander around Jade County with a herd of cows?
Keep
We are not bringing a herd of cows with us.
I think it's going to be a little difficult to fly under the radar when we've each got a cow on a leash.
Yeah, yes.
How many cows constitutes a herd, out of curiosity?
at least 3.
One.
One
I
is
don't
too
think
many.
that's correct, Ms. Reed.
One is too many.
Thank you. For the purposes of this conversation, one constitutes a herd and a herd is too many.
How many people have you seen wandering around a city with a cow on a leash?
Like,
Outside of Jack and the Beanstalk?
for practical purposes, we cannot afford to bring any cows.
Well, I did go to Portland once.
Is it
Again,
going to fit in the car?
Again, I'm not suggesting we procure them ahead of time. I'm suggesting we have requisition forms that we fill out before the cow murder.
So it's at this point that you
Wait.
all realize that you've been having this conversation relatively loudly in the commissary, and
I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm not bothered. I think it's
I know other people should. I know I should.
Victor is hardly contributed to this conversation.
this is important stuff.
the commissary has completely cleared out by this point.
Good.
You are the only ones there, and the intercom buzzes, and you hear your handler, Klaus, over the intercom. Could my new parutilitarians and their companions please come to my office? And it clicks off.
I guess that's us.
Lewis looks at Katie and mouths companions.
Katie elbows you in the side and says, "You'll always be my companion, Lewis."
Sure, I appreciate that. I just feel like in a workplace, having co-worker, colleagues.
We're more than coworkers.
Well, you and I are, of course. but
Why might he refer to you as companion instead of coworker?
because we're not a para-utilitarian.
And because coworkers is a very broad term, everyone in the building is a coworker.
I mean, I would also argue that companion is also
Teammate.
more vague.
Teammate is a more professional word for
Yeah,
this.
teammate would work.
Anyway, let's go get chewed out by Klaus for freaking out the office workers.
Sounds good.
I just think we're going to be told. I just think we're about to be signed up for those ethics classes.
I mean, undoubtedly. I am sure I'm gonna get some kind of ethical lesson on identity theft or something like that.
Don't commit
How
murder.
uncommon would this sort of conversation be? Honestly, I realistically had thought this would not be that weird.
There is
Para-utilitarians are probably not that common.
Para-utilitarians are not that common, and the discussing the minutia of a roving herd of animal sacrifices is not a common discussion.
And even if it was, it's not appetizing.
I don't understand the
also
issue.
that.
I don't understand the issue of doing this in the break room while someone is microwaving their cup of noodles.
It's less about it's less about the content of the conversation and more about the location of the conversation, honestly.
No, Jeremy, it's while someone's warming up their hamburger.
Yeah.
Even better.
Someone with someone walks in with their "I love cows" T-shirt, and then it's like,
look, I don't see Terry being pulled into the handler's office for microwaving fish again.
that person would just get a look from Virginia and a muttered hippie.
But also, the handler calling you over the intercom may or may not have anything to do with the situation you find yourself in.
Yeah, I mean, and also, to be clear, Lewis is already headed in that direction.
Yeah.
So is Victor.
So you all head to the elevator, press the appropriate buttons, and find yourself in the handler's office.
Whichever that button might be today.
Whichever combination it is. You enter the room, you enter into the office, and you see two people. The handler sitting behind the desk, just going through some paperwork, and a person whose sense of style and comportment makes Lewis look extreme.
Lewis is pretty extreme.
No.
This person is dressed entirely in beige.
I just assumed it was the way you described that. I assumed it was just going to be like pajama pants and a t-shirt.
They are wearing a suit-colored suit. They have skin-colored skin and hair-colored hair.
Oh no!
They are the pinnacle of average. They are
not this one.
They are the mean.
It's Paul.
Not this.
As you enter, Klaus looks up. Agents, this is Special Agent Lewis Bentler. Looks over at Lewis and just almost seeming reflexively just says, spelled differently.
Lewis's mouth is open and smile spreading, and just kind of there is a very quiet but still audible. Aww.
I'm assuming with an O and a U this time.
UI.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, well. ULUI instead of LOUI?
LUIS, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Special Agent Bentler is here to provide you with the briefing material for the Para-Utilitarian, the value of human lives and you course that the four of you will need to take, and I'm assuming Lewis would want to sit in on it just for the educational benefits.
Oh, absolutely.
Smiles back. Solid read.
So yeah, Special Agent Bentler has already laid out, like, along the desk facing the handler's desk facing you, a couple of different, like, they look like elementary school pamphlets, kind of, where it's just like bright colors. There is a mascot character on it, Perry the Perry Utilitarian, and it has a time and a place and a time in an office space, I should say. That time being tomorrow, and that office space being within the
Perry-utilitarian.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Perry the Perry Utilitarian.
That is indeed seeming to be the idea that they were going with when they made the mascot.
Is he a platypus?
Is it in turquoise and brown?
Yes.
What does a para-utilitarian look like in this particular case?
A platypus.
That's what I thought.
This is probably something I'm too old to get.
It's Perry the platypus. It's a Phineas and Ferb reference.
Okay.
Okay, I don't same, honestly, Greg.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sure it's great. I just don't know what it is.
Nickelodeon cartoon?
It's Disney.
Disney.
It's on in our house frequently.
Anyways, but yeah, it's about it. Honestly, it's thicker than most pamphlets you would look at. It's if you pick one up and flip through it, it's got about 50 pages in it.
Oh yeah, that's a nice pamphlet.
Victor starts flipping through it. I can see the
high
existential
quality
dread was hitting these guys.
High quality cardstock, glossy finish, very well put together. Lewis is the only person that would care.
Oh yeah.
But
full on American Psycho over here.
Yeah. And yeah, you are expected to attend the module starting. Basically, it looks like it's going to be starting in the morning tomorrow. It will go all day with a break for lunch, and then there'll be like a quiz at the end of it, and then you'll be good to go as far as the module is concerned with carrying on with your as the pamphlet says, being your new superpowered you.
As Victor just flips through the pamphlet, I can see the same existential dread that hit all of our training videos is full of this thing too.
Yep, says Klaus, not even looking up from whatever he's writing.
Katie is a little bamboozled that such a bright and colorful pamphlet came from whoever that is.
The human median.
As you flip through the pamphlet, it's also like uncanny valley levels of like bright and colorful, disjointed by talking about the most gruesome subject matter.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100% like 100% like big
Paranoia vibes.
Vault Boy. Yeah, Vault Boy or Paranoia vibes as far as the design goes. You know. Say, and one of the is like, say your new superpowers allows you to shoot lasers out of your eyes. Well, here's a list of things we don't want to do: shooting randomly at people driving down the street, causing car accidents by shooting out the tires. It's just a long list of things that, because they're on this list, tells you somebody did it.
Katie does mumble to herself that shooting out the tires would be very useful, actually. And if that's banned, then
there are
I'm gonna have to pay a lot of attention during this class to see what is and isn't allowed.
There are asterisks on everything with like references to. This is why it's a 50 page line.
Appropriate to do that. Yeah.
So, see table 7B for times when it is appropriate to shoot the tires out from things like this is so extensive you're pretty certain it's somebody's fetish. Like
this is HR hell.
Oh yeah, it's somebody's fetish, and it's very clearly Lewis. Lewis is just in the background going, "Look at that subtle mascot coloring, the tasteful footnoting of it. Oh my god."
The formatting of the tables, the pie charts.
Breaking out in a cold sweat.
Virginia's like, can we go back to the tongues? I feel less dirty there.
I just love like the control that this setting is based off of the control videos where it's
Oh, yeah,
we're
absolutely.
trying to make an informative video for children about the dangers of alternate items, and it just gets out of hand.
Yeah. What do they call it? It's the fuck. There's the name. Ah. Anyways, it is a specific name for that show. Anyways, but yeah, no, several of you are seeing a very long day happening tomorrow.
We don't have to role play it because it would honestly
No.
go on for forever. But Lewis is definitely going over to Lewis and talking effusively about the pamphlet.
Give me a psychology.
Lewis is going over to Lewis.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lewis is going over to Lewis.
Special Agent Lewis Bentler. Yeah. Give me a psychology
It's
roll.
Ginny's best day ever. There's 2 Lewises now. Psychology, you said?
He's
Yeah.
dreamed of this.
77. Yeah, no, you have a very good conversation with this other Lewis, and you halfway through it, you get the idea that this might not be a real person. Like, as you're having a conversation with this particular Lewis, it's almost like you made the joke earlier about how you made the reference earlier about how corporations were people now legally. This person feels like if a corporation was actually physically a person.
Dream.
But yeah, no, you have a good filled with business jargon conversation.
Can I get this person's contact info?
You can indeed. You now have the contact info for Special Agent Lewis Bentley.
Yes.
Or Bentler. Lewis Bentler.
Definitely not going to misuse it.
Oh no. Are you going to go on a date with the embodiment of HR?
The boy, look out, Chuck Tingle. Here I come.
Pounded in the butt by the embodiment of HR. I guess pounded in the butt by the spatial manifestation of HR.
No, I just want to have a good contact information for when things get ethically thorny from a corporate standpoint out in the field.
Lewis feeling particularly thorny.
I was going to say ethically thorny sounds like the title of the sequel.
That's right.
So,
Pounded in the butt by the decorative cactus in the corner of the HR seminar room.
Tomorrow you have your day-long seminar.
Yes.
That's a Hugo winner.
Is there anything after leaving the office? Is there anything you want to do today before you have that?
I gotta go home and get a good night's rest. I don't want to miss a minute.
I'm gonna have Lewis find the DNSs and make sure those are filled out and filed properly.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Promise I won't sacrifice you.
Oddly, Lewis, you go to look up. There's like an internal HR like wiki basically that you still have access to that has like documentation and everything. You just search DNS and it comes up immediately. Do not sacrifice form. This has already been thought of.
You might not be going to
there's not even any
sacrifice me, but
confusion.
it's a good thing to have on file anyway.
There's not even like any confusion between like, are you looking for a domain name system like with IT? No, it's just straight up. No, we know what you're looking for. You're looking for a do not sacrifice form.
Yeah, no. If you're on the HR wiki, you're looking for a do not sacrifice form. The HR wiki does not deal with the domain name service.
Quick text. Hey LB, it's LL. Great work on this form. Assuming it's yours. Thumbs up emoji.
I ship it.
No, this form would have been a collaborative effort from HR's long past.
No, I know. I'm hitting on them.
I see. That would have been the response, anyways.
Could have fooled me. Winky face.
I love this so much. This is a gift, and it is my birthday.
All right. So Lewis is heading home to get plenty of sleep after locating and forwarding the do not sacrifice forms to the rest of the team. Does anyone other than Kathleen fill that out?
Nope.
Oh, I mean, Lewis does.
Victor fills it out just so that he can say that he has it on file if it ever becomes relevant. Like, he doesn't actually care that much about it. He just wants to make sure it's on file so that he can say he did it.
Vanessa will do the same.
Nope.
Everyone but Virginia fills out the do not sacrifice forms.
So when we need to sacrifice someone, we know who to go to.
Yep.
Look, Virginia understands that there might be a point where a sacrifice needs to be done.
To be clear, the DNS specifically and only covers ritualistic bloodletting and other such sacrifices that may or may not lead to the result of life loss.
Yep.
Everything else is still on the table.
Oh, 100%. But we might need to do
Bloodlet.
one of those
Sure.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anything else you all doing before you go home to your various apartments and beds?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna go mist all my desk plants.
You do get a little bottle of water, do a misting on the plants. You all eventually make your way to your various places of rest
Yep.
and sleep. I need the para-utilitarians, so Virginia, Kathleen, Victor, and Vanessa, to all make power rolls.
Power
Oh.
rolls.
Yes.
I was intending to ask at some point how we recover mana.
Oh, mana recover. You recover 1 point of mana on the hour, I think.
Okay.
But we're at full.
1 mana per hour.
We should all be at full because we filled up. And
Yeah, I was
we'll
just
be-
checking to make sure.
Can you push this?
You can. The consequences will be.
Just say dire.
The consequences will be painful.
You know,
Your whole power.
what
is
am I
based on
doing
pain.
if I'm not taking those risks?
It's true.
All right.
No
So,
pain, no gain.
No pain, no game. Starting with the successfuls. Kathleen, you go to sleep,
No,
and that was an interesting sound, Craig.
sorry. I dropped the thing.
Craig
and
is
forgot to
terrified of
mute.
sleep.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
Kathleen,
Oh God.
you go to sleep, and your dreams are entirely filled with this sort of first-person perspective of riding along a ship just above the water, like you were an anchor, functionally. Hanging off of the anchor chain, no ability to move yourself, just a perspective of being an anchor. And at some point in the middle of the dream, the ship you're attached to collides with something below the waves, and your chain breaks loose and you fall, hitting the water and sinking down, down, down. And as you sink, you turn and you see an impossibly large shadow in the water that the ship seems to have run into. And as you hit the seabed, you watch as the chain that had been holding you to the ship continues to fall and hits the ground next to you. The collision seems to have severed the chain. And you watch, you don't really see what happens, but you can just see this impossibly large shadow replace what you could still see of the ship's hull. When you wake up, You cough out seawater. Victor, your dream largely consists of watching several people step in front of you, try on outfits, and step away. Step in front of you, try on outfits, step away. Step in front of you, try on outfits, step away. The background changes with each person. Like you're sort of seeing different moments in different rooms, in different lives. You see a variety of different outfits and different people. But after a point, and you're not certain when, you've no sense of time in this dream, you start to see people that aren't quite right. They step up, and at first it's just something about them is off as they try on new outfits and step away. And then they start to have features that are not human. Fish-like texture to their skin, rubbery gills on their necks, bulging eyes behind sunglasses. Then some of them don't have skin at all, and you just see flesh and muscle maneuvering without an external casing. And then you see things that defy description. Stepping in front of you, trying on an outfit, and then stepping away. When you wake up, you have somehow managed to throw your wardrobe across the bedroom. Like anywhere you were storing clothes, they are now on the floor. Vanessa, you have an odd dream. You don't see a lot, but you hear a lot. You hear the sound of an engine running very loudly, like it's right next to you. You hear conversations happening, muffled as if through a barrier. You hear the squealing of tires. As the dream goes on, eventually you hear the sound of hard collisions. Whatever is muffling sound suffers an impact very close to you. Then towards the end, you do see light. And you feel cables being connected to you. And you watch as a sequence of what seem like dead bodies have the other end of the cables attached to them. Sometimes they don't do anything. Sometimes they begin to move frantically. One even screams. When you wake up, all of your electronics have been unplugged. So your phone might be dead. Virginia.
Yep.
You do not have a good night's sleep. Your perspective changes multiple times throughout the dream. But in every dream, you are a person, an animal, some sort of being with blood. And the same butcher's knife finds its way to your throat, stabs you through, and bleeds you dry over
Makes sense.
and over and over and over again. What's your hit points total right now?
4 out of 10.
You're 4 out of 10? Okay, so your total is 10. Your hit point
Yes.
maximum is reduced to 8.
Sweet. Can you even do that on the sheet?
You
Oh,
have to
yeah,
hit
here we
edit
go.
mode.
I was not in edit mode. I thought I was.
This is temporary. But for the moment, until I tell you otherwise, your hit point maximum is reduced to 8.
Okay.
Lewis, you have a pleasant night's sleep and awake energetic in the morning.
Ready for HR.
Hooray! This is going to be a great day. I get up, I take off my eye mask.
So what condition? I assume so. Who arrives first to the?
You know it's Lewis.
I figured it would be.
I usually hang back to let other people, if they want to go first. You know it's Lewis today.
So, what condition do the rest of you arrive to your ethics module in the morning?
I have had a large breakfast because I know I'm going to be bored out of my mind and I don't want to also be hungry.
Vanessa's probably late because she had to charge her phone.
Which means that Victor's also late because Victor's the one driving Vanessa in.
I am definitely late. I look like shit.
All right. So you arrive and you get ready to have a fun day-long filled lecture on para-utilitarians, the value of human life, and you. And
I
that's
made
where
scones, everybody.
and that's where we're going to take our break. Those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take yours. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story. So, after a grueling 10-hour day with an hour break for lunch, the ethics module finally, blissfully, comes to an end.
Oh,
How are you
Bones
all?
disappeared quickly.
How are you all feeling, having spent the entire day listening to a presentation that feels like it was simultaneously aimed at children and psychopaths, delivered through a fun, catchy, mascot-driven PowerPoint presentation?
Cue me being that office meme of what's her name saying they're the same picture.
yeah. I was gonna say, as an educator of young children, yeah.
Children and psychopaths? Yeah, absolutely.
Katie was taking notes throughout the whole thing, but it's dubious whether or not she was taking notes about the presentation. She was certainly working on something.
Victor was mostly came out of that like the vast majority of that was only kind of like it was mostly just basic ethics, but with a tinge of you've got superpowers now, and it was like, half of that doesn't even pertain to my current power set. There was very little about identity theft in the ethics course.
There definitely was a bit about it, but no, it was not the main focus.
Yeah, basically none of it applied to my current power set.
I'm fine.
It's hard to use pebbles unethically. You have to get real creative.
I'm going to go find alcohol.
I just take the flask that I've been drinking from under the table the whole time and hand it over.
Smart. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, there is some energy drink in that as well.
I feel like the vast
That's
majority
fine.
of
Keep in
that
mind,
ethics, I feel like the vast majority of that ethics class was aimed at people with power sets similar to Victoria's.
Katie
Virginia or
Katie-
Vanessa?
Virginia is the
return,
name.
but
The
is
names.
notably underage.
The majority of it was aimed at people with more offensive abilities, absolutely. But there's definitely a little bit of sprinkling there, here and there for everybody.
Enthusiastic, unironic applause at the end of the day from Lewis, as well as like just a bulging 3-inch 3-ring notebook with tabs and cross-referencing.
No, notebook was not the word I thought you were going to go with.
Oh shit!
Everyone has their thing.
I am disappointed that was not where my mind immediately went.
It's my curse.
I'm slipping.
Yeah. So yeah, you're the only. The uproarious applause comes from Lewis and only Lewis. You are in a group of about 15 people, including your 5, and the other 10 are half of. You're pretty sure confident half of them are sleeping with their eyes open.
Are they also from the Chicago office, or is this a multi-office thing?
Yeah, they're all from the Chicago office. Yep.
There's only assuming this is a course that even the people who have taken it before have to repeat when it comes back around. There's only like 15 para-utilitarians ish.
There are only 15 para-utilitarians that needed to take the course at the moment.
Yeah.
The course is set up when it's needed more than on a regular basis.
It might be something you have to re-up, or you get assigned.
You have to redo your certification every so often, unless you get so many credit hours of activity in the field.
Maybe it's like the defensive driving course, where if you get a demerit, you have to take it to clear your record.
Yeah.
You could definitely see this as being a punishment that somebody's dealt out to someone.
Yeah, if you get tagged with an ethics violation for your para-utilitarian abilities, you have to take the course over again.
I definitely feel like it's also the kind of thing where, based on what the notebook and the brochure look like, it gets updated because of stuff that happened in the field. And so the
100%.
people that
When there are enough updates, you got to take it again anyway.
Well, I was going to say the people whose para-utilitarian use precipitated the updates are the ones who have to come in and sit for the updated course.
But yeah, 100%. Not only does every instance that they went over for the course sound like something that somebody has done, several of you have heard of.
It like, how targeted is it? Is it a whole thing? It's like, and when using your powers, you want to make sure that you are minimizing extraneous overflow of power and collateral damage. Emily.
Like it was not directly targeted via name, but
the specifics of the powers in use.
give me a psychology check, Lewis, or anyone who wants to, honestly.
I love that all of us are very familiar with bullshit training courses and the necessity of them being applied. That all of us can riff on this.
Yeah.
Wow. Vanessa's and Lewis's were almost inverses.
Almost.
16 versus 87 and 77 versus a 16.
Okay, hold on.
So the three of you that got extreme successes, because it was either extreme success or failure on this roll, apparently. Make sure you mark your successes.
Who needs anything else?
Right? Yeah. No, there's
Nothing, baby.
everything. Nothing was named. Nobody was named, but there's definitely a couple of instances of going over specific things that seemed more modern updates, where one or two of the other 10 that were in the room like flinched at.
They were calling me out with that.
Yeah, like you definitely there's definitely, you could tell that there a couple of the people in the room with you were being called out specifically, if not directly.
Shit, that's nuisance last time.
Yeah.
That's nuisance last time, or that's my specific power set. They're talking about me.
That kind of thing, yeah. But yeah, you are the PowerPoint has been packed up. The two they're not given any sort of department title. They are only referred to as special agents, presumably so that nobody can hunt them down afterwards to stop this from happening again.
You need to be stopped.
The two special agents that were going through the presentation pack up their gear and beat a hasty retreat. And the group of you are left alone with 10 semi-catatonic other para-utilitarians that seem to be in various states of waking up and leaving. You know that because of Virginia's injuries from attuning to the knife, that you're going to need to have some more medical leave before you head back into the field. So
that is fair.
Another couple days for that, and then, but aside from that, you are prepared to head back once all the wounds are healed up. You are prepared to head back. So, what do you want to do in the next couple of days to prepare?
As we're leaving, Victor looks across the rest of the group. Who among the rest of you are any good at driving?
Am I any good at driving?
Everyone frantically looks at their character sheets.
I am not. I'm.
Vanessa raises her hand.
I mean, I can drive.
Victor looks at Vanessa and says, "Not you."
I'm a very careful driver.
It's your car. It's not me.
I'm not a stunt driver, but I can drive.
My point being, I have an extra vehicle that we might want to bring in because it's an RV and can be used as a mobile base, so we're not sitting in hotels that are going to freak out at us.
We want that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And since I'm probably going to be driving my car, I want someone that I can trust to drive the RV.
Wow. Okay.
I can certainly do it.
You'll never meet a more careful person than Lewis.
While we're doing medical recovery, I'll bring the RV in and show Lewis around.
Okay.
What kind of RV is it?
Possessions. It is listed as an RV camper. I am
Give me a make and model.
picturing-
Come on.
Yeah, I know. Let me think. I am going to say for the sake of the joke, it's a Winnebago.
Okay.
Something. God damn it! Now I can't think of the name of the fucking movie.
Spaceballs.
No, the other one, Near Dark.
Near
Oh.
Dark. I'm definitely making the Winnebago reference from Spaceballs. But
I mean, if it can fly, even better.
So it's an older Winnebago then.
It's older. It's like an old large Winnebago. Like it's bigger than the Spaceballs one. It's big enough that that like a handful of people could comfortably sit in it.
I mean, Spaceballs
It is
is
meant
pretty
to
fucking
be
big.
like
Well,
a-
yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be usable as a mobile base.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, you will have a Winnebago at your behest.
I'm gonna go to a craft store where you can just get a bag of marbles or decorative pebbles or whatever, and just get like 5 bags of white ones.
Yep.
Because it specifies.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be without.
All right. Easily enough. You don't even have to, I don't even need to check your credit rating for that. You definitely can get that.
That's like probably $20 with prices what they are right now.
If there's time,
Mhm.
I would like to train a skill and check in with my therapist.
Okay.
It's
Yeah. What skill would you like to train?
I would like to
Those of you that aren't recovering will be able to train a skill if you want.
yeah.
I
Can
think
you
I'd like
choose
to
not to recover and train with
No.
skill anyway?
No.
Yes.
I really want to.
Ginny's filling in the like sick leave requests, but is at the gun range every day.
100%.
How many training opportunities will we have?
One.
One. Okay. I would like to further train my sword, please.
Which one am I
Even
gonna-
knowing I actually can't incur, Ginny would 100% be making the argument in a look. I am not going there. The odds that I'm actually going to be at full health when I am fighting is low. So I need to know how to be able to fight when I'm actually hurt.
Yeah, and that's when they inject the anesthetic into your IV.
God damn it.
What's the improvement roll for something that's below 50 when you fail?
So if it's below 50 and you fail, you get a D10 plus 5. And if you succeed, you just get a D10. If it's above 50, if you succeed, you get nothing.
I would like to train in medicine if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I'd like to spend the time looking over reports and train history. And then I also whispered you something.
Yeah. So you can do both those things. Do you want to have that
Okay.
conversation out loud or just have it have happened?
No, I mean it wouldn't be at the office or anything. It would
Yeah.
be from home. So
I didn't realize how long the Winnebago model they used for the Eagle 5 and Spaceballs was, so it's
No.
definitely exactly that model.
Really fucking long. No, Winnebagos are big.
What am I-
put it in
Winnebagos
pretty
are
group.
big, very big.
What am I rolling for success?
A D is it? Yeah, a D10.
Okay.
God, that sucks. Both of us.
You got a hard success.
Yeah. Ugh. All right. Well, still 9. Not terrible.
Yeah.
And I forget the mechanics of recovering sanity.
And then it's what? A D10 plus. We just said this like 5 times.
D10
What is
plus
it?
5.
D10 plus 5.
If you fail, D10 if you succeed. As for the mechanics of recovering sanity, you're spending time with your therapist, so. Go ahead and roll me a D10.
Can we recover sanity and make an improvement roll?
Yeah.
Because I want to spend time with Doc while I'm in town anyway.
Sure.
But like, if it counts for improving sanity, I will take that 1 point that I am allowed to
I
take.
was about to say, I am almost as sane as I can be. I'm only down 1 off my max right now.
Yeah.
I will take 1 additional point.
Yeah, if you're only 1 down and you spend time with a touchstone or something, yeah, you just get that 1 up.
Yeah.
Does that mean I recover that 4 that I
sorry,
rolled?
sorry. Don't roll a D10. Roll 2D6.
Woo!
You get 5 sanity.
I'm
back.
gonna spend like a couple afternoons in Doc's lab.
Yep.
Asking for stories about Mom.
Oh yeah, no, and he will regale you with stories while he's working on things. Make do you have any sort of science skills?
I'm sure I do. Question mark. I put some points into medicine. Actually, what I should have. I put some points into medicine.
Alright, so you don't have any in the sciences. So go ahead and just give me give me a medicine check. It'll just be slightly more difficult. Yeah.
I fail.
That's fair. Yeah, you can. So yeah, while you're hanging out with Zima, he is working on some sort of compound, some sort of chemical compound, the entire time while talking to you, and it doesn't seem to miss a stride at all. He's able to talk and work
I
at
mean,
the same
he's
time.
usually working on something.
Exactly. You have no idea what he's working on though, and he does not feel inclined to explain it.
It's not important. He's always working on something.
Yep. All right. So, if you want to, Virginia, you're not going to be able to do any training, but you will get the opportunity to have some therapy done. So if you would like to, you can roll me 2d6.
Okay. Wrong thing. There we go.
I was half expecting you to refuse.
And add that to your sanity, up to your max.
No, I need sanity because how else am I going to be able to enchant things when I sacrifice you? I mean, people.
Exactly.
You mean animals.
I mean, animals.
We got there eventually. It's fine.
Cow. The code word is cow.
Code word is cow. I've played.
There's going to be.
I've played
Don't
Cyberpunk
call Lewis a
2077.
cow. That's mean.
I've played Cyberpunk 2077. Just because they call him a cow doesn't mean it's a cow.
Yeah, there's gonna be one of those moments like in Hunt for the Wilder People or like old cartoons where we get a point of view from Ginny and just looking around, it's just seeing all of us as sacrificial lambs.
Yep.
Just has finally snapped, and just a sea of cows in front of her, and then cuts back. It's Pyro from Team Fortress 2. It's just like,
Yeah. Do you believe in magic starts
do
playing?
you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? Just screaming. Anyways, few days of rest, recovery, some training. Let me make a couple rolls here. real quick.
Something just under average human size. So something that weighs around 150 pounds ish would be required for the blood sacrifice.
Size,
to be
size
clear,
50. Size 50.
Yeah, 'cause-
size 50. I'm size 50. Virginia is size 50.
yeah. The book describes size 60 as average human size, moderate height and weight around 170 pounds or 75 kg. So something just under that, basically. So about 150, 160-ish pounds.
You've heard it here
size.
first. You heard it here first, folks. Virginia is subhuman.
I mean, did they hear it here first, or did they figure it out by watching previous episodes?
Heard it here. Might have figured it out a long time ago.
Intuited it, yeah.
Jeremy, high or low?
It doesn't matter. It'll be the other one. Let's go low.
All right. Para-utilitarians, make a power roll. You get one of the days while you are resting and recovering, you get the opportunity to try to pull something more from your
You luck
artifacts.
this because that's real close to success.
You cannot
Ooh,
luck it.
yes.
You can push it.
You
But-
know I'm pushing it.
You can push it, but if you push it, the artifact takes from you instead.
Yep, that's right. I rolled basically the same thing,
I'm not.
which was
pushing it.
almost a crit fail.
Victor is not that stupid.
All right.
I am speed running
All right.
this.
All right. So we're gonna start with Kathleen. With a
Victor's
hard
already suspicious of
success,
magic items.
what additional ability would you try to glean from your artifact?
So there's one very specific thing that Kathleen wants to pursue, but given the speed with which she got the opportunity to pursue it, I think she's going to wait until the next opportunity to learn more about the artifact first. So can she just approach it with a vague intention and see what happens?
Sure.
Just to see what it gives her to I want to focus on the separation from the dream when the chain fell down and it
Okay.
was separated from the ship.
Okay. Let me see. Let me look at your character sheet here. Give me an occult roll.
Nice.
All right. So you're not coming with any specific intention, but you are focusing on an event that the artifact has shown you previously.
Yeah.
So you feel
I'm
that
feeling
you,
it
you
out
find
before I pursue my goals.
you find that your connection to the artifact has been reinforced. Roll me 2d10. Right. Your strength increases by 8 and your constitution increases by 6.
Nice.
Subsequent derived stats should increase accordingly.
I hope they do automatically, because otherwise I'm screwed.
If they
They
don't,
should, I believe.
yeah, if they don't, we can adjust it. But yeah, you feel like the connection to the artifact seems to be enhancing you physically. In ways that you weren't necessarily expecting, but you also weren't seeking anything specific. So you feel tougher just by its connection. Vanessa.
She would like to try to concentrate on the general ability to heal. rather than just revive.
Okay. Give me a. You only got a regular success. It's gonna be a slightly different result I'm looking for from you.
Okay.
Give me a medicine check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
So a failure doesn't mean you get nothing. It just means that you're not
Okay.
quite getting what you're wanting here. Let me see. Roll me 2d10.
Nine.
All right. Your medicine skill increases by 8.
Okay.
And your hit point total increases by 1.
Okay.
You should also be healed. Back to full because it's been a few days.
Am I not? Oh, whoops.
You heal now. You have a natural healing rate. It's just when you are severely injured that you have to seek healing.
Do I get full hit points with that constitution increase?
Yes, yeah. For your constitution increasing your hit point pool, you get those hit points as well.
Cool.
Victor, you have more dreams from the mirror, but it doesn't seem like anything is coming through very strongly.
Victor also has a healthy respect for magical artifacts, having been someone who trafficked in them previously, and is like,
Sure.
if you're not ready, I'm not going to push it because I don't feel like getting backlashed.
Let me see. I need to look at Ginny's. Jeremy, you said you could still talk?
Sure can.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, since you're not at your computer specifically, I'm just gonna look at something here real quick. Okay. So yeah, you get more dreams from the knife. This time you are not the one being stabbed. But you are the one you are the one wielding the knife, though it seems to be more wielding you than you wielding it.
Nope.
And all of the things that you are stabbing are versions of yourself and also versions of people that you care about. I'm not naming anyone specifically because I don't want to make assumptions there, but people that Virginia cares about.
Okay.
Your maximum sanity is reduced by 3, and your Cthulhu mythos is increased by 3.
It works for me.
I feel like Dreams from the Knife is Ginny's short story collection that she's working on currently.
All right, but you all have some time to recover and heal. You all should be at maximum hit points again, and you have access to an RV and a road trip ahead of you. Is there anything anyone wants to get before you leave back for Jade County?
Does that mean that my maximum return to normal?
Your maximum hit points. Yes, your maximum hit points will have returned to normal by this point as well.
Vanessa's just going to get some food and alcohol.
And
make sure that they have
plan.
Make sure they have all the medical supplies they need.
Okay. Stocking up the RV.
Yeah, I think getting some food and stuff in there too.
Okay.
Katie will come along to help if you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think any of us except for Ginny and Lewis brought food last time, so we're gonna bring enough stuff to cook with this time.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because the RV is fully equipped, so there is enough stuff in there to cook and like make meals.
And the fridge.
Yep, and a fridge.
So you stock up the RV, gas it up presumably. Is there anything specific to your investigation that you want to get, or are you just going to stock up and head out?
I don't think for Lewis. I think shelf stable stuff,
Mhm.
things like protein bars and shakes and stuff, as well as stuff to cook with if we have
Yep.
longer amounts of time to sit and eat and so on.
I will requisition a Wi-Fi hotspot
Can do.
because we won't have hotel Wi-Fi anymore.
Yeah, you can get a Wi-Fi hotspot set up in the RV. As long as you've got cell signal, you'll have Wi-Fi.
Can we
That
sort
means we will lose cell signal.
can we bookmark this for Drevian?
Yeah,
To pick anything that
Yes, we'll put it in the Slack.
I'm trying to think like photography equipment or obviously computer stuff.
Oh yeah, stocking back up on the anything that I may have used
Yeah,
that
your
needs
your
my
kit and
kit.
everything, yeah. Mhm.
Also, I'm gonna set up my security system in the Winnebago.
All right.
Is that something you would tell Lewis about, or that Lewis might already know
Oh yeah,
about?
sure. She's not keeping it a secret. She's got like cameras and I think where is it?
Yeah, like cameras and listening devices and things like that.
Yeah, that can be set up, that she usually has set up in her apartment, just because it's security stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring some of my heavier equipment that is harder to bring when I don't have a mobile base.
Right. Yeah.
Is it something that will let us know, like a security camera that we can leave connected to the mobile hotspot, so that if somebody tries to get into the Winnebago when we're not there, it would let us know?
I mean, this is alarms, so
Yeah.
yes, I suppose. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right,
Absolutely. Yeah, you can alarm the Winnebago.
great. Excellent.
Of course, looking at the front grill of a Winnebago, it's probably alarmed already.
Right.
Multiple is not bad.
No, alarmed is an expression. The Winnebago's front grille always looks surprised.
Oh.
All right. So with preparations
is-
made, who all's riding in the Winnebago?
I will.
May I make an idea check just to see
Sure.
if there's anything that Lewis would think of?
Yeah, just give me an education roll.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to can make an education roll as well for ideas.
Yeah,
Damn it.
probably worthwhile.
I'll spend 4 luck on that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So a success, hard success, success. Anyone else rolling?
Yeah, give me just a sec.
Hard success.
Sorry, I was working on some education. Yep.
I was looking in the wrong place for education.
Hey.
Apparently,
Let's
so am
go.
I.
It's in your attributes, far right side.
Oh,
on the
right.
underside.
Okay.
I check skills too.
Yeah, education.
Because it sounds like a skill.
It does. It does.
It doesn't sound like strength or constitution.
No, it is your schooling attribute. Because you can be dumb but highly educated, which is why intelligence and education are two different things. So all of you got successes and hard successes. Yeah. So basic supplies you think of grabbing. You think of making sure you get enough spare parts for the RV so that if it breaks down you can repair it. You think about getting spare parts for the car that Victor's bringing so that if it breaks down you can repair it. Spare toolboxes, things like that. It does.
Reserves.
If extra fuel reserves, it does occur to you all that the things that you were fighting were particularly durable to small arms fire. So it
Oh yeah, I should pick up a shotgun. So I
might
have
be
bigger
useful
slugs.
to get a slightly bigger, to get a slightly higher caliber weapon, to bring along with you. Shotguns, rifles, things like that. Things that will be able to pack a little bit more of a punch than a small caliber arms.
Can I
That
come up
being
with
said,
something that I can use to carry my shotgun around more easily?
just like a sling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't just wander around town with a shotgun on a sling over my shoulder.
I mean, you will note that Victor keeps his 30-06, his rifle, in a pool cue bag.
Yeah, a pool cue bag would also work. Yeah. There's any number of long, like you can get a long bag that you can just
Gonna
shove it
have
in.
something inobtrusive that won't
Yeah.
raise eyebrows.
Like a golf.
I don't know what yet. I might spend some time thinking about it.
Guitar case is often a pretty solid example.
Guitar case is the standard, yeah. Yeah, so some larger caliber weapons occurs to you. Also occurs to you that might be easier to get things if you want to bless any of your melee weapons. It might be easier to get the material component for that outside of Jade County, because the FBC is a governmental organization that has access to lots of resources that you can requisition without having to steal or buy anything.
Yes, if,
So
we, if we require cows for blessings, we can probably acquire
If you
them.
require
outside.
size 50 animals to make blessings with, you can indeed do that easier from the office than from in Jade County.
Quick,
I
stock up on cows.
disagree.
So those are the things that you come with the idea rules that sort of come up with. So that if there's any melee weapons you want to bless, maybe now's the time to do it, and higher caliber weapons, extra of everything basically. So, do you want to bless anything?
So if we want to hire cows or get higher caliber weapons, now is the time.
Yes.
If we pay them by the hour, they'll be really cheap because they won't be alive for long.
That's capitalism, baby.
But yeah, if the possibility is offered, Victor would very much appreciate blessing his cane sword. I don't know if the blessing only works on melee weapons or if it also works on guns.
Just melee, I'm pretty
blades specifically, yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So blessing his cane sword would be appreciated.
Get us a
What
cow.
about darts?
Darts are not considered a blade.
It needs to be a thing that cuts, not pierces. Yeah, I will.
What if it's a dart with an edge?
Then it's a shuriken.
Give me a file. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Fun.
I will acquire size 50 animal for the cane sword.
Yep. So it costs 5 MP, 1 sanity, and an hour of cast and an hour's ritual. But you can indeed bless the cane sword.
Is it just 1 sanity?
Or is it
I thought it was 1D
Hang on.
something.
Hang on.
1D4.
1d4 sanity? That's right.
Also, it can be 5. It can be 5 magic points, or 5 health.
It can indeed be that too, if you so desire.
I'm gonna make it the magic points because, my joking aside, I am not just trying to kill off all my characters in rapid fire.
I was deeply worried.
Right. Yeah, so go ahead and roll the d4 for sanity.
They'll have 68 of those.
All right. And yeah, your sword is now blessed. Which means that
Which means specifically, yeah.
yeah,
There's the full description.
it is capable of harming things that are otherwise immune to your sword.
Correct.
Is that a permanent?
Yeah.
Unless it's broken, melted, or otherwise damaged.
But fortunately, it cannot be harmed by mundane weapons. So,
well, no, it
oh no, sorry, it can.
It can't be harmed. Yeah, it can't be harmed.
It can still be
attacks
broken.
against. You can't break it when you're stabbing a supernatural entity.
right. Yeah, you're not going to break it on Cthulhu. You might break it on
It's
the
not-
wall or someone
Yeah.
else's sword, but you're not going to break it on Cthulhu.
If Cthulhu grabs it and goes snap, it's still going to be broken. But
But not by accident.
correct.
Definitely on purpose.
Intentionality matters in magic.
I will acquire a 12 gauge Benelli M3 shotgun.
There you go. Any other melee weapons you would like to? Any other blades specifically that you would like to bless?
Anybody has one they want blessed, I will bless it.
This is not my strength.
I don't know if Vanessa has has like a machete or anything.
I don't think so.
So yeah, in that
No
case-
time like the present to get one.
But yeah, so you've got Virginia's knife and Victor's sword are blessed, and you've got
Also,
your...
who wants steak?
Put
Gotta
it
do
in the
something with.
fridge.
We got to do something with it.
Put it
Yeah,
in the fridge. We
that's
need
true.
food for the trip.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Just have a butcher on standby.
I'm gonna invest in my butchery stat.
There you go. All right, but yeah, you get your gear, you bless your weapons, you load up. Vanessa, are you riding in the RV or are you riding in the car with Victor?
She'll ride with her jerk of a brother.
All right. So everyone in the
I'm
RV.
riding in the RV with Lewis.
I assume
Yay.
everyone in the RV except for Vanessa and Victor is what I'm assuming, given the car that Victor's driving otherwise,
Yeah,
which has back seats, but they're a pain
they're
to
not.
get
They're not
into.
big. Yeah, the back seats of a 2018 Camaro are not the.
Yeah, those are you have to push the seat forward and you have to get it. And
Yeah.
if you have any length in your legs at all, good fucking luck.
If you are
2010
older than
I
a
could
child,
see Ginny sitting there anyway, since Lewis is driving. But you know, I'm delighted she doesn't want to avoid him that badly.
It's fine.
all right. What is playing on the radio of the RV as you're driving towards Jade County?
I am so glad you asked.
Oh no.
Because
Oh.
as everybody gets on the RV, Lewis has a rota worked out for who gets to pick the music in what order.
So
Oh no.
What's the rota?
who gets to look at it? Who's when we're entering Jade County?
Well, I think it's divided up by who shows up in what order as a reward and incentive for timeliness. This was emailed to everybody the night before. Up to you whether you checked.
Did
to
anybody
see
see it?
Katie saw it. Katie checks the messages from Lewis.
Victor looked at it and was like, "I'm not driving that thing, so it's not my problem," and ignored reading it.
Oh yeah, no, it was not. As long as we knew that you all were traveling, where you all were traveling, you were not on that email.
Yeah.
This was, it's titled titled RV Buds Only.
Rev Buds. I feel like the title alone would have made Virginia not open it.
So what's the rota look like?
It is a 4-song rotation. You get 4 songs in a row, and then the next person in the rota takes over.
So Lewis is obviously
So
the
should we
first
roll
one
a
on,
dice?
the first one on the bus, and then probably
Right.
Katie, and then Lillian, and then Virginia.
I think Make Your Own Kind of Music is playing when everybody first gets there.
All right. So roll me a d4. One of you?
Lewis should do it.
I
4.
agree.
So Virginia, what song is playing as you enter Jade County?
Virginia has chosen like extremely long classical compositions. They're like, it's only one song, it's 20 minutes long.
The planets
Katie is so
arrangement.
irritated by this point. Katie is so irritated.
I followed the rules that
Katie-
Lewis laid out.
Katie hates it so much.
You can't get angry at me for beating Lewis at his own game.
You're not even choosing music you like to listen to. Why are you doing this?
I feel like Lewis is loving it.
It's just the planets full suite by Gustav Holst, which is 50 minutes long.
Listen, it could
Love
be
that
worse.
Lewis doesn't care.
No, Lewis is actually like, oh, about 2 weeks ago, I heard a fascinating piece on NPR about this, and it is like for almost the entirety of the musical piece is attempting not very accurately or with a great deal or rather with a great deal of like repetition. Wait, no, it was it Schubert? That was no.
Lewis,
Well,
I'm trying
okay.
to enjoy the music.
Oh, no, I know. And that's why because adding onto it really helps you enjoy it.
No, it
And-
doesn't.
Oh, well, that's where we disagree. So anyway, then I think they had an
I will stab you
professor-
with my non-enchanted knife.
Can we
No,
please
I signed my
amend the
waiver.
rhoda? Can we please? Virginia
Listen,
should only
so-
get one song.
So this
No,
is
that's not how the rules work.
this is the chorus that you are listening to as Lewis as a deep and abiding fog bank rolls over the RV, and the music cuts out to be replaced with static at whatever volume you had the music playing at previously.
whatever
So-
the manufacturer's recommended volume was.
Relatively loud. So yeah, the classical music is suddenly violently replaced by angry static. The sort of static that hurts to listen to.
I was gonna say, like, it legitimately could have been worse because Lou Reed's Metal Machine music is only 4 tracks, and that there wouldn't have been any change. Like, that's basically what it is.
Yeah. Everyone make a listen check for me while as you're suddenly, those of you that are in the RV, I should say, as you're suddenly bombarded by static. Meanwhile, in the other car, what are you listening to as you cross the boundary into Jade County?
So Victor's experienced this before. Does it hit like non-radio music, like if you're just playing something off of an MP3 player or something?
The last time you came through, it didn't affect your radio at all.
Okay. Well, he plays off of a device. He doesn't play radio. He plays off of his phone.
Yeah, sure.
Basically.
What's playing?
But regardless, I think at the moment that they're crossing,
I
it's
was
like-
thinking
go on.
like The Wanderer.
I was gonna say it's playing the
Yeah.
Wanderer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're on the
That's
same page.
So yeah, as the fog engulfs your car, similarly, the music cuts immediately to a loud and aggressive static at the same volume that you had the volume up from the song that you're playing. And then the two of you can also make listen checks. All right, Kathleen's using luck to succeed.
I'm the type of guy. See where it is. There's the same. Success.
I still need a listen check from Virginia.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
Damn it! This fucking. Nope. I'll spend 15 luck on that.
All right, spend 15 to make it a success. Make it a success. Mark your successes. So all you did succeed from inside the static. You try to adjust the volume and nothing happens. And from inside the static, you all hear, affected by the static, sort of sounding like almost like it's coming through on like a radio, on like an old radio. Welcome back, Federal Bureau of Control. Please drive safely. And I need Victor and Lewis to make drive checks for me, please.
God,
Ooh.
I'm going to spend enough luck to make that pass because
Do
that
you-
was almost real bad.
Do you have enough luck to make that pass?
I do have enough luck to make that pass.
How much luck do you have?
I have 47.
Are you spending luck, Lewis?
Yeah, I'm spending the 9 luck.
You don't want the car to just explode?
No, going right back to where I
I
was.
need to spend 37. Yeah, that'll
Yep.
leave me with 10.
So, as the voice says from within the static, please drive carefully. The audio completely cuts out. You're still kind of hearing the static just mentally as sort of like as it has that imprint, but the radios are dead and the ground bucks. It feels almost like something is trying to crawl up underneath the car, and both the wheels on both vehicles just leave the tarmac as you are launched into the air. You manage to maintain control so it lands properly still and isn't flipped over or anything like that from wild flailing of the wheel. And very quickly, both cars skid to a halt just outside the fog barrier.
Kathleen,
Inside or outside?
Outside the fog barrier, inside Jade County, but outside the fog.
Okay.
And as both vehicles exit the fog, the radios come back on at full volume.
Kathleen!
Ah,
check the plates.
Steering
I
all
hop
right.
out and do that.
No. The plates in the cabinet.
So,
No, I'm
so
checking
you say
the-
check the
I
plates,
hop
and
out
Kathleen
check the-
Kathleen hops out of the RV.
I check the RV.
I'm gonna run back and make sure that all the cutlery and plates are okay.
Everyone make me another listen check as you're presumably turning off the suddenly deafening volume of your music.
Yeah.
And you can give me a spot hidden check, Kathleen. So many failures.
I don't quite have enough luck. I am off by 3 points.
Oof.
Kath-
Yeah, I'll spend those 8 to
Okay.
get there.
So Mark, you're listen. Kathleen, yeah, you look at the hop, you hop out and the now skidded to a halt. You run to the back of both cars. And yeah, they both have the Welcome to Jade County bumper sticker on them, but it's different. Previously it was just like a stylized lettering, like a sign. Now it's like a little figure, like a human figure in a suit holding a balloon. And the balloon says, "Welcome to Jade." The balloon says, the sticker says, "Welcome to Jade County," but the balloon says FBC.
Is a person in a suit like a business suit?
No, like your suits.
Yeah, like a government
Yeah.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
suit and tie.
Any damage to the vehicles? Are we?
Not that you can tell from a cursory glance. Those of you that succeed your listen check, however, from inside the fog, which is very close to the cars, you hear.
yeah. So hearing
I
that,
didn't hear that.
yeah, hearing that, Victor, having rolled the windows down, goes, "Don't spend too long. We got crazies in the fog. Get back in the car."
I'll hop back in the car, but I'm gonna call you while I do it.
Yeah.
So that I can update you about the bumper stickers.
I'm checking my phone.
Yeah, with that call, like on the as we're taking off again, we'll sort of. All right, so the county's made us. So
Are you checking your phone while driving, or just standing in the back next to the plates checking your phone, Lewis?
No, I'll go back to the seat, but I'm not driving. I'm checking those videos on my phone.
Oh, what videos on your phone?
Are they gone?
Yep.
They've been deleted?
Mhm.
Okay.
Not by you.
I will. What?
Not by you, but yes.
Yeah, okay. I will take a quick video and then immediately look at it while I'm hearing that sound.
Okay. You don't see anything on the video. The sound is getting louder, though.
Okay. Is Kathleen back in?
Yeah.
Okay. I will put the phone nearby, like not in my hand, but sort of
There's plenty
face
of
out so I
there's plenty
can
of
see
dash
it.
space in an RV. So
Yeah. And then start driving.
Yep.
Do I have a sense of directionality for the sound in the mist? Is it from all around us?
well, you're not in the mist anymore. It's just from the mist.
Oh,
Like,
so it's behind
yeah,
us.
it's behind you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I will drive into Jade County.
As you look in your rear view, just to look at the mist, you do see, Victor, you see this too. The mist seems to be forming a face of some kind.
I want to be watching out the back
Mhm.
while we're driving.
Yeah, so yeah, you can also see it.
I'll flip on the reverse cameras.
Fuck you, Dracula. I didn't do shit to your wife, Victor says to the fog face.
It doesn't seem to be a humanoid face. It seems to be more. The best way to describe it is like a blobfish.
Ew.
Like a blobfish out of water, so the
Yeah,
sad,
yeah,
like
yeah.
deflated.
Blobfish out of water. Where it's just like it's just this really upsettingly sad-looking deflated face in the fog that is just beginning to form with a mouth with a fish mouth that's starting to open underneath it.
Hate that.
Go ahead.
I
Victor
will
still
take a
says
picture
that
if I
because he's
can.
taking his reference.
Yeah, you take a picture. Yeah.
Should I make a roll?
Yeah, make a photography roll. See how good of a picture you take.
Yeah. Did you
I'm taking it with my good camera.
Yeah.
Did you text Victor or did you call Victor?
I called. He's probably still on speaker right
Yeah,
now.
he's still on speaker, which means you also heard him say, "Fuck you, Dracula. I didn't do
Okay,
shit to your
alright.
wife."
I love that.
Well, I don't think this really changes anything, right?
We probably don't want to leave and come back any more than is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, they seem to have made us coming back in this time, so
I don't want to
might
know
get-
what else they'll know next time we leave and come back.
Yeah, it might get worse the more we have to come and go. So let's try and get as much done as we possibly can before having to head back. That doesn't mean die out here, though. So if people are critically injured and need medical attention, we are getting out.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
you're the one who's had contact with people inside here. Did that voice sound familiar at all?
No.
Did it seem like there was any effort to actually consider the question? Can I make a psychology check?
I mean, yes, you can.
Can't
No.
tell.
No clue.
It was a very crisp answer, but yeah, Jeremy, yeah, no, you didn't recognize voice.
Yeah,
It could just
exactly.
be because she's that sure.
No, I feel like he's certain of that answer.
100%. It didn't sound like a human talking. Like
Right.
it sounded like a human voice, but not like a human consciousness talking.
It sounded like a speaking spell.
Kinda, yeah. Like a speaking spell being broadcasted over old timey radio.
Damn.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning into the Speak and Spell Chat Hour.
Sorry, Jeremy, do you have something else to say?
No,
Okay.
that is it. Correct.
So you drive. As you drive away from the fog, the face begins to meld back with the rest of it. But it definitely looks like it was coming for you before it went back away.
I'm not entirely sure leaving will be as easy a second time.
I would tend to agree.
And I don't suspect backup will be as easy to acquire. I was going to say unless it's somebody new, but potentially at all.
I am forgetting my assigned mentor's name.
Carver?
Has Carver been in and out more than twice?
He's only been in and out once.
Okay. So he hasn't come back a second time.
Right.
Probably go ahead and report in about this, just so any other away teams might will know to be aware of. Lewis just kind of gestures back over his shoulder. All that.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Yeah, you can send a notification back to base.
Oh, one thing that Victor would have gotten that I just thought about that was like, no, this is obviously a thing that you should get when you're traveling with two different vehicles. Set of walkie-talkies.
Sure, yeah.
So that we don't have to be using a phone call. You can just like click.
That's actually really fair.
Yep, fair. Yeah. So we'll say walkie-talkies instead of phone on speaker. And yeah, you drive. So you're coming in. You are coming in. Make a. Anyone who wants to can make me a. Let me see. What am I looking for? A navigate check.
I'll make it. I'm not going to pass it, but I'll make it.
I'll make it as well, just so we can argue over it when we're both wrong.
Yes.
Might as well.
And I'm upset
You
with
know
you
what?
right now, so we're going to argue.
I have enough luck to make that a success. I will go down to 2
Hey.
luck and succeed.
There you go.
I am less wrong, though.
Most of you have no idea where you're at. Like this is not the road you came in last time. It's definitely not the road you exited on last time. It's not the road you were intending to come back in on either.
Yeah, but Vanessa and Katie are both
Virginia.
insisting that they know and
Yes.
arguing about it.
Yes, 100%.
Victor, you're not familiar with the county, obviously, but from what you know about the landscape, you're coming up from the south, and it looks like you're riding north along the river east of Twin Oak. And actually, if you look over, you realize you're actually driving along the river, and you can actually see Twin Oak. It's a much more sprawled out rural town than
And Twin Oak is in like the crook
Dover
of
was.
a river, right?
Yeah, it's in the crook of a river, where two rivers meet and continue on. So
We're on the opposite side of that river from Twin Oak,
yeah, you're on the east side of the river.
of the northern river. Yeah. Are there bridges across the river to Twin
Yeah,
Oak?
it looks like there's a bridge you could take a little bit further up, not directly into Twin Oak, but a little bit further up. There's a bridge that'll cross over towards the peninsula.
So yeah, like as the two of them are arguing over what direction they're in or where they're going, Victor's voice just comes over the walkie-talkie. Looks like we just came in on the southeast side of Jade County, if I remember my map right. That looks like Twin Oak over there across the river.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Is not what she said.
Absolutely not what you said. You said we came from the south, and that is an entirely different thing, etc.
That's not okay, but that's what I meant.
Yeah, but
So help me, I will turn this RV around.
No, you won't, and you know that you won't. Shut up.
I'll turn this RV around and we'll get eaten by the shadow monster.
I will feed you both to the shadow monster, so help me God.
well, stop letting her play 4 20-minute songs. I want another turn,
The rules are the rules.
and you're abusing them.
Does that come over the walkie-talkie?
Oh,
on
100%.
accident,
Yeah,
or-
over the walkie-talkie.
Absolutely.
At which case, Victor just turns the Wanderer up to full blast and holds the walkie-talkie up to it and clicks. So you just get the Wanderer through the
But
through the
you
The volume of the walkie-talkie gets turned down all the way.
Don't you dare!
What you get isn't the Wanderer. What you get is high pitched squealing because the audio fidelity of
That's all-
walkie talkies is not very good.
Yeah, he's absolutely just doing it to shut them up about their music.
Well,
choices.
also, that's because you're putting a receiver next to a speaker.
Yeah,
You
like
just created a feedback loop.
And we did get all those handouts about attractions in here. Can I see while I'm driving? Obviously, I'm not going to look through them, but can I see if I remember anything about Twin Oaks?
Give me a intelligence check. Success. You remember that Twin Oak is a lumber town. It's centered around a series of lumber mills, and it largely because of where it's situated at the river. It becomes easy to transport goods up and down the river because of where it's at, and it's got a very healthy supply of forest. Um, there was also at one point in time, and according to Jade County's history, there was
Alleged.
alleged history. It was part of the gold rush, and so there's like a mining a mining museum in Twin Oak. Lumberjack Association, variety of things like that. It's odd as you're thinking about all the stuff that you were reading about Twin Oaks attractions. It feels odd. Twin Oak feels oddly Canadian for being supposedly an American city.
Okay, so I will, with that in mind, I will say, hey, Kathleen, do you mind? Could you come on up here and help me keep an eye out? I'm a little shaken after that fog. Maybe you can help me keep an eye out, just make sure that there's nothing else out there, or no other fog bags.
Can we change the music?
You know what? Why don't we turn off the music for now, just so everybody can. I remember my dad would always say, "Turn that music down. I can't see a thing." And that's I think there is something to that.
That is a dumb statement.
Well, it was more a reflection on the fact that regardless of the source of the sensory input, it can be distracting.
I think this is just an excuse to do conflict resolution without resolving the problem. But yes, I will come keep an eye out.
Obviously.
No, you know what? I feel like I could use a little help up here with that. And then Ms. Reed, if you look in the cabinet over the recliner back there, you'll see all the Foder's guide, the AAA guide, and all of the handouts. If you could look through and see if there's anything in Twin Oaks. I feel like Twin Oaks was some sort of let's see, what kind of industry was it? I just don't remember. If you could take a look for me, that would be really helpful.
I'm sorry, you want me to do what kind of
busy work? You are a librarian. If you could look through the historical materials we brought, and I know that some of those historical materials are brochures, and I know you're not the biggest fan of brochures, but if you could look out just to give us some sort of prep work so we have a base level of knowledge of this town that we're going into. That way we're not going in blind.
There is a brief pause. Louis.
Yes,
are you trying to compare what I do to sifting through this collection of nonsense?
Primary materials are important research materials.
I'm not comparing what you do to this. I'm saying that you are the most familiar with taking disparate sources and gleaning the most useful information from them. So my apologies for poor.
You couldn't get a better source than primary sources.
Stop complaining. It just felt like you were doing the equivalent of, here, Poochie, go fetch the stick this way to distract you from whatever. Only you were using books.
But he's also right.
I understand that's what he was doing. I just have to express my acknowledgement of it in my way.
And I hear you, and I acknowledge your acknowledgement.
Wonderful.
Are we going into Twin Oak, by the way? Do we have business there that we need to investigate? Should we
Not that
just
I'm
investigate
aware
Twin
of.
Oak because?
I thought we wanted to go to the lake. The lake. What
Click.
town
So
is
we're
that?
going to Lake Haven then. So we're just going to follow the river.
Sure.
And what time of day or night is it at this point?
Somewhere around noon.
Oh, okay.
Click. If I remember my map of Jade County right, that means we're just going to follow the river through the forest because we're on the right side of the mountain range to actually hit Lake Haven.
I feel like you're making a lot of assumptions about how accurate any map of this
Are
area is, but that's all
Or
we
how
have to
woods behave in fictional counties.
or
are
also
any of
that,
those
but that is
are
all
any of
that
those
we have to go
historical
off.
Are any of those historical centers that we looked up in Twin Oaks?
Just the mining, just like sort of a mining history museum.
I mean, maybe we could stop in there and get some old maps, or at least take a look. Do we think that's worth it?
Yes.
If we're not certain that new maps are going to be worth it, I don't know if old maps are going to be any better.
Well,
They will be because they're information.
I think
More
there's a
information
value
is
in
better
seeing,
than less.
yeah, and I think there's a value in seeing in a disappearing and reappearing county. You know, how does an unstable environment like this render its own history?
Fair enough. Into Twin Oaks we go then.
All right. So a little bit up the ways, a little bit further up the river, you turn onto a bridge, cross over. It's a fairly tall bridge. It looks like there is river traffic underneath that goes back and forth towards Lake Haven and back. Theoretically, you could get a boat and go upriver if you so desired. And into the woods. There's a fair bit of woods between the bridge and Twin Oak proper. You can already sort of see the outlying rural community that is in the forest. You know, people that live a little bit further out away, smaller collections of buildings. The various unincorporated Jade County areas outside of Twin Oak that don't have proper town names, or if they do, it's it's all geographical based, Big Oak or whatever, things like that. You pass by various houses. For the most part, what you're seeing seems to be relatively normal rural Americana. Go ahead and give me perception checks, or spot hidden, I should say, checks.
Is there other traffic on the road?
Yeah, there's the traffic. Yeah, you're not the only cars.
Okay. I don't know if I will succeed on this. What I am interested in, or at least what Lewis is interested in, is whether we are kind of getting weirdly eyeballed by other people.
Oh,
Okay.
when we do stop, I want to see if I can steal a bumper sticker from somebody else since they're magnets and put it on top of ours.
Ooh.
So we'll start with you then, Lewis. So for you, with giants, for getting oddball, weirdly you're not, as far as you can tell. For whatever reason, the comparison in your mind is Sim City. It feels like the other traffic around you is being traffic for traffic's sake,
Okay.
not for a purpose. It doesn't seem like any of the drivers are like. None of the drivers, from what you can tell, seem to be going anywhere. They're just driving.
Is there a loop?
If there is, you're not seeing where it ends.
Country's oldest roundabout.
Yeah. If there is, you're not seeing where it ends, but there's definitely like continual traffic that never gets heavier and never gets lighter.
And you never see people turning off into like parking lots or anything.
Right.
They're
Well,
always just
you will-
continually driving.
You will occasionally see people turn off into parking lots or driveways, but even when they do, there's no lessening of traffic and there's no gaining of traffic as people turn back, as people pull out of parking lots and driveways and back into traffic. For the rest of,
Never stop driving. They pull into a parking lot and then pause and then come back out into the traffic.
For the rest of you, with the spot hidden that succeeded on your spot hidden checks, every once in a while, while you're driving through the woods, something catches your eye. You don't know what it is, and it's never there long enough, but you keep occasionally seeing something.
I'm going to try to get a picture of it. I assume I don't see it long enough to do that.
Whenever you see it, and you like immediately snap to take a picture. It's not there. Whatever it is, it's not there. You're not even getting clear enough picture. You're not even getting a clear enough view of it in your periphery to say what it is. It's just that it's that thing where something moves and you immediately look towards the area, but you don't see anything moving.
Yeah.
So you can't tell what it was.
This is in the forest.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Lewis doesn't see it, but
yeah. No, you're seeing the SimCity drivers. Everyone else that succeeded spot hidden is seeing that occasionally just something.
Are the drivers turning their heads as you would expect? Like, are they checking mirrors, or are they just?
They are behaving. They're behaving like people. It's just the drive patterns are not.
Okay. All right.
Like everybody pulls to a stop at the stoplight too smoothly. Everybody hits the gas on the stoplight when it turns green too smoothly.
Does it
all the four-way stops are functioning as intended and smoothly. Like
everybody uses their turn signal.
Everybody
Lewis
uses their turn signal.
Does it remind me of the bartender at the hotel?
No, it doesn't feel like that. This feels more autopilot than that.
Lewis just doesn't voice this out loud, but has the thought of, oh, this is some sort of ancient evil, but also I kind of love it. As he watches just the perfection of that four-way stop, and there's just sort of a
shudder.
There's like a sigh of longing. Yeah.
When we stop at the tourist center to grab maps, what happens with the magnets?
So you're going into Twin Oak proper to get to the museum. It doesn't.
I think we're just stopping for maps.
Well, you wanted to get to the mining museum to see if they had old maps in the area.
See old maps of the mining museum, but it didn't sound like you were stopping anywhere else, unless I'm miscorrect.
No. No, it's good.
So, eventually the tree line breaks, and once the tree line breaks, those of you that were seeing something in your periphery stop getting that sense. And you're in Twin Oak proper, and it is again just sprawled rural town. No building higher than 2 stories, except for the museum and maybe the town hall. But like no building higher than 2 stories. Other than that, everything looks like it was put together by hand. Nothing was put together from a prefab or anything like that. Old workmanship, old craftsmanship. Lots of docks along the river. And you get to the mining museum, the Jade County Mining, Mineral History Museum, which is sort of an Art Deco establishment. It's definitely the fanciest looking building in town that you've seen, mostly because it's shaped like like the entrance to a coal mine. Like the exterior of the building is itself shaped like the entrance to a coal mine. With a very oversized pickaxe sticking out the top of it. And yeah, you get out, you park, and you get out. Kathleen, you try to steal some bumper stickers. You steal them successfully. They look like the old ones that you had seen previously. And then when you slap it over the bumper sticker on your back, as your hand pulls away, it has become the new bumper sticker.
I figured, but it was worth a try.
Yeah.
Which is a little upsetting, but you're getting used to it at this point.
And all the other cars still have the old one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is Craig not remembering. Lewis might remember or not, but I know we found started to get a lot of hints about the lake itself, and I know there was at least one, probably 2 other entities. Did either of the other entities, at least as far as we know, have anything specifically to do with the woods or the mountains?
Yeah, we thought it, as I'm remembering it, we thought the woods and mountains represented one thing and the water represented something else.
Okay, all right.
Right.
I just want to
Those
make
were
sure.
two opposing forces.
Correct.
All right,
Or at
good.
least distinct forces, whether they're opposed or not, seems to be uncertain.
I mean, our occult roll suggested they were opposing, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah, the occult roll suggested that because it's earth and water, which are typically opposing as far as symbols go. Yeah, trees and mountains representing earth and water representing the ocean, water, whatever. They can interface peacefully, but you know, trees drink water, mountains block rainfall. Like these are containment to the water. These are symbols of containment to the water's symbol of. Water can be a couple of different symbols, but the way the mountains and the forest are formed feel more like containment to whatever the water is.
Do we think that the mist is related to the water? This is in character expressed to the others.
I mean, it's
Can I make an occult
possible.
roll?
That's kind
Yeah.
of mixing all
Yeah,
your signals up.
Yeah, you
but
make an occult roll.
Oh, goodness gracious. What?
The failure was Lewis. You succeeded.
Yeah. I failed hardcore.
You both rolled at the same time, though.
I was not sure when mine became 25.
I'll go ahead and roll Tim.
Anything.
So Kath. Yep.
I mean, I know things.
Hey, there you go.
I drink and I know things.
Funny because I drink and I forget things.
It's only 16 luck to make that a success.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'll go ahead and do it.
I want all of our lucks to go down to 0. So
I know you do.
You are a bad influence on the world.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So was anyone spending
Some
luck,
people,
or are we
Mr.
going
Wang,
with?
just
oh,
want to
Yeah,
watch the
I
world
spent
burn.
luck.
Okay. So
Just
everyone
want to watch
except
the world burn, luck, Mr. Wang.
Yes.
everyone except for Lewis. Fog is odd. If the fog was over the water, you would associate with the water. But because it's at the border of the county, you associate it more with air, which is yet a different paradigm
damn
from
it.
water and earth. So it could be related to the water. It could be related to the forest and mountains. It could be a third thing.
It's a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't have enough information on the fog to link it to any of the other two occult symbolisms that you're seeing.
So we've got the forests and the earth. We've got the water. We've got the shared consciousness that manifested in individuals as well as in the windows in town. That could be a third thing. And then we've got the mist, which might be yet another thing.
And we don't know where the ghouls are coming from.
Yeah, the ghouls, which don't match any of the things that you've seen so far.
Right.
Ginny, your old acquaintance, any of those sound particularly aligned with them?
That's a very good question.
You can give me a.
I mean, we know because they're running for sheriff, we know they at least consider themselves a mover and a shaker here in the county. I wonder how much they're moving and shaking.
You can give me either a history or a occult roll.
I will choose. No, I'll choose history. Tactically, because that way, if I succeed,
Yeah.
You get to increase it.
yep,
Hard success.
Nice.
potentially.
You know that Morgan Aldous is a para-utilitarian.
Right.
If I recall correctly, you know one of the abilities that he potentially manifested.
I believe it was mentioned at some point.
Yeah.
Have we
Um,
had what he's connected with shared with us? What the object is?
I believe
It was
so.
And
the
if
thing
so,
under
can I
his
have
eye
a
patch, wasn't
reminder?
It was the eye patch itself.
Or is the eye
Yeah.
patch?
The eye patch itself, you know that the eye patch that he's wearing is itself an altered item. You don't
Do
know.
we have any information? That
Right.
feels like something I should have looked up in our free time to
I
see if there was any information about it.
I recall now. Yeah, you knew that the eye patch was associated with a series of serial killings.
Yes.
Where it didn't seem like the serial killer themselves were in control of themselves. It seemed like the eye patch might have been in control. You know he's a para-utilitarian, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And what he draws from the eye patch, if he's drawing anything, might be completely different.
Right.
Especially, which you have an even better idea now that you yourself are a para-utilitarian about how the abilities you can get from the items can be different, can be not necessarily speaking related to what the item does itself. You don't know specifically any other things he might be bound to or any specific power sets he has, though. And you don't recall him ever being particularly elementally aligned, at least from your
Right.
experiences.
She'll say, the problem is I don't know how much I actually knew him. I know how much I thought I knew him, but I don't. You understand? No. Short version is no.
And again, Ms. Reed, I know that you and I aren't always eye to eye on everything, but I do want to let you know I'm so sorry for what you went through.
I acknowledge that.
Lewis just nods and turns back to the. We haven't gotten out, right? We're still in the thing. In the RV.
Yeah, you're still in the parking lot at the very least because I know Kathleen did try to do the bumper sticker switch.
Okay. Lewis goes back to the post-drive check, just making sure that everything after our little incident by the fall, that everything is still okay and nothing's gonna, propane tanks aren't gonna explode on us or anything.
You hear the sound
Nothing's
of bouncing
leaking.
propane tanks now.
It's just the sound of a like a humming sound, which is the pressure. We don't realize until the very last instant is the pressure in the propane tank building to such a high level
You're right, yeah.
that it's just gonna detonate.
You hear a whistling sound and then feel nothing as the ICBM hits.
Sees us. There's a moment like when all our eyes are, and then it zooms out to like wide, like tens of miles away. We're just seeing the distance. Pooh.
You just feel a bit of pressure on the top of your head and then nothingness.
Yep. Sweet release.
But yeah, so you are sitting in a parking lot outside of a museum shaped like a coal mine.
All right, are we going in?
Before we go in, I'm going
Please.
to tuck
ahead.
one of my pebbles in the front left, back right wheel of each vehicle.
Okay.
Set two separate casts.
Yep. Okay. Take a couple. I think it's a minute to cast.
Yeah, so it'll just take me 2 minutes.
Yeah, so take a couple minutes to prep some wards, but you now have alarms set for if the cars move.
All right. Well, let's
Kathleen, was
check
that
on this museum.
Is there anything I can help with?
It's not a big thing. It's fine.
Well, let me know. Does Kathleen seem okay? Does this seem strenuous?
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you get out, head in the museum.
Yep.
It's a mining museum. They have old recovered mining tools. They have artistically rendered these old people walked along this trail for miles looking for gold exhibits.
It is dull as
There's
dish
a
water.
there's a pan. There's like a panning for gold training station where you can pan pre-selected bits of dirt that have pre-seeded bits of gold in it. And to experience
Pretty
what
standard
panning for
stuff.
gold is like. Yeah. There's some old pickaxes on display, various levels of destitute. You do learn the most interesting thing that you learn there, honestly, is that largely this area failed to be modernized as far as mining is concerned. So there are still people mining claims the old-fashioned way, largely because it's so difficult to get more advanced dredging gear or anything like that out here. So you're sort of there's a limitation by physical access. So the place has never been
In her
strip
head-
mined.
Katie suggests to herself that is because the county isn't real.
Yeah, so the place hasn't been strip mined, which means that there's still potentially lots of valuable resources in the mountains. It's just too difficult to get out here to harvest it all.
Once we leave, Katie will mention that fact suggests, given that we suspect there's an entity associated with the mountains, the fact that it has not been exploded, I don't know, it just makes her think.
Has some level of as yet uncertain significance.
That's interesting.
And yeah, you do find souvenir maps, like that are just like old mining trail maps and things like that.
How well do these souvenir maps line up with the topography of our current map of Jade County?
Near identically.
Is there anything?
I want to look up. I want to pay attention in the museum to what it is that, like, a list of everything that is mentioned that is being mined, being extracted from the area.
Okay. Give me a natural world check.
Is
This
it
is
It's written on the walls.
It is written on the walls. This is mostly for your ability to parse what is, to parse jargon, like what is significant
Jargon,
here, right?
Sediment compound names.
Yeah, like
etc.
nice?
Look at this graph.
look at this graphite.
No.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Jim?
So with a successful natural world check, mark that off, Kathleen. So fairly standard stuff was apparently able to be unearthed here: gold, silver, lead, copper, tin, coal, various precious minerals.
I am taking note, a complete list. I don't need a complete list, but I have one.
And something that stands out to you is odd. Mostly because you didn't know that there were any known deposits of this in quantity. And like the just one of those weird like historical natural world facts that you just happen to know, like for trivia night. You're nowhere near Myanmar, so you're curious.
Yes, I do know that one.
So you're curious as to how they apparently were able to be mining for painite, which you know is functionally the rarest mineral on Earth.
Is it listed anywhere what percentage of the stuff they have mined is that? Like they're mostly mining for tin, and they're mining this much gold, and they're mining this much.
Yeah, it's
painite.
definitely it is the rarest mineral that they mine out here. But according to what you're seeing, they are still discovering veins of painite today.
That's unfortunate.
Do we have any idea what painite is used for?
Yeah. Do I have any idea what painite is, or does Katie know the significance of that? And if so, can you tell me?
Give me an occult roll. Give me an occult roll.
You mean aside from the fact that it is blood red and named after a man named Pain?
I'm gonna spend that 3 luck. I want that answer.
Okay.
See, I didn't know it was named after a man. I don't know anything about this thing.
Yeah, Arthur's. So you know that painite was named after a gem dealer, Arthur C.D. Payne, who initially misidentified it as a ruby because it's a very dark literally blood red ruby.
That's creepy.
Not like a bright red or just a dark red. No, it has
like brown red, like the color of spilled blood.
It's got bright red. It's got bright red occlusions inside an overall like dark maroon gemstone. Primarily, you know that it is used as jewelry. It is literally this is for real. It is literally the rarest gemstone in the world. There are only two
found in the vicinity of Myanmar.
There are only 2 known mines that at least as far as the world is concerned, there are only 2 known places that you can mine it, and both of them are in Myanmar. And it's just really expensive jewelry. But
it's not used for anything.
With the occult roll, it's not used for anything as far as you're aware. But that doesn't mean that it's not significant.
Yeah.
You just don't know how.
So my occult roll didn't tell me anything I didn't already know.
It also tends to form naturally in hexagonal shapes, sort of like basalt.
I spent my luck to learn nothing.
Well, you spent your luck to confirm that there's no occult use that you're aware of.
Okay.
As opposed to just assuming that there's no occult use that you're aware of.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that is definitely the oddest thing.
I'm gonna save the things that I noticed to point out once we're not in the museum anymore.
Okay.
I have one quick question about stuff that we're seeing here.
Sure.
Is looking at the old maps, do they end at the same point? Because traditionally, if you're looking at sort of maps from territory eras, the delineations of a county or something like that might be drastically different.
Yeah, no, everything seems to match up with the map. Of course, the map that you have been using as a reference is also an older map itself. It's from 1831. So
what, the one we got at the gas station?
Yeah.
Sorry, not the one you got from the head office, but yeah, the one not the one you got at the gas station. That's right. I forgot that you got one from the gas station.
So I mean, not that we're necessarily going to see that and go, aha, something strange is going on in this county.
No, if it was the exact same as the one at the gas station, that would be weird.
Yeah, it's just, we are here to do some research ostensibly in
There-
addition to saving the world or whatever. So
There does not seem to be any difference in county lines over the years.
that
Although,
is-
frankly, it would also be weird if it was different.
The county doesn't exist.
would
so why
suggest
it
that-
change?
Both are good knowledge.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
The county lines and county topography do not appear to have changed over the course of centuries.
Which is weird in multiple directions. And also
And
not
it's
weird in
weird.
some.
It hasn't, and it would be weird if it had.
Is there any reference in the mining museum of other trade hubs outside of the county? It like when we're listening to the automated things, are they like, after the painite was extracted, it would be sent to the east where it would be rendered in wherever?
There are some largely just big name cities, like Atlanta is referenced, Chicago is referenced.
Any other cities within
There-
Jade County?
Not the cities within Jade County. Yes, those are referenced as well. But like in the immediate exterior vicinity, nothing that would be around where you understand Jade County to contemporaneously be.
Nothing helpful in nailing down its location.
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
Does the painite reference the fact? Does the painite exhibit reference the fact that the only other place it is found is in Myanmar?
No. Doesn't say anything
Ooh,
about
So it
Myanmar.
treats it as normal.
Yeah, treats it as normal.
Oh,
It's
so
just another
it-
thing.
It doesn't comment on the rarity of it. Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
good question.
And as you ponder the information that you have received from this museum and the existence of this incredibly rare gemstone, that's where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.